Why bisexuals are annoying and deserve to be mocked. Hey, it's Prince of Queens, and I'm just not in the mood for one of my usually super analytical videos today, so I figured I would just have a little bit of fun, kind of roasting a very large, but also somewhat small group of people who deserve basically everything they get because everybody knows that they have very few things to complain about. These people are bisexuals. The reason I am compelled to make this video at the moment is that there has been a surge of whining from the bi community, if they actually have anything that resembles a community, at least on social media over the past few years. There's been repeated blog articles and videos made about supposed bi-phobia, which again is also barely even a thing. I know, bi people have problems too, and I'm not saying that you have no rights to your feelings if you're bi, but come on, unless you're like legitimately trans, it's probably not all that bad for you. I'm gonna make myself abundantly clear. When bi people complain about bi-phobia and how horribly they get treated, they are 9 times out of 10 complaining about how they get treated by homosexuals. I say this because when they complain about the treatment they get from straight people, they usually call it homophobia. When was the last time you heard a bi person call a straight person biphobic because of something anti-queer they said? Now, I'm not saying that gay dudes and lesbians are entirely nice to bisexual identifying people all the time, because truthfully, there is some rudeness, which is often unnecessary. However, bisexual people are doing the same thing that self-proclaimed non-binary people seem to be doing to the trans community in terms of claiming that all of a sudden it's even harder for them than it is for trans people. Bisexuals say it is harder for them than it is for gays and lesbians because, according to them, bisexual people don't fit into straight reality and also don't fit into gay reality. I just want to say, says who? Like, I'm not sure where you took your classes on social manipulation, but if it was me, I would fit right into whatever reality I would choose, and I'd have me some fucking fun. These bisexual whiners act like just because sometimes lesbians don't want to date them, because every lesbian has dated at least 5 straight girls who were just experimenting, that somehow that makes them even worse off than a lesbian in the dating scene. A lesbian who, mind you, is lucky to maybe even have one bar in her city that caters to purely lesbian clientele, and still often gets filled up with like 30% or more straight dudes for whatever fucked up reason. It's kind of like non-binary people who complain about their lack of representation in media, as if that eclipses the fact that trans people also have to transition. Trans people wish their only problem was lack of media representation that they actually feel good about. I guess this is going to be stating the obvious, but bi people have it good. If you want to date a lesbian, tell them that you are fully gay when you first start dating. Problem solved. I imagine this happens a lot and that the lesbians feel deeply betrayed when they find out that the girl is bi, but whatever. At least you have that option, ladies. With bi men, all you have to do is have sex with a gay man once, and if you're good in bed, he'll probably not care that sometimes you fuck girls. Seriously, gay guys tend not to really care if you are bi as long as you definitely like cock. If you leave the gay guy for a girl, he might be a bit bitter, but he'll be over it in at longest 2 years' time, I promise. Gay guys have fairly short-term resentment memories. However, here's the bottom line. If there is a thing that needs to be called biphobia, it comes from the fact that gays and lesbians don't trust bisexual people in dating because the vast majority of people who define as bisexual are serial monogamists who end up dating heterosexually almost all the time. Yes, this is my anecdotal evidence, and you can argue with that all you want, but I've been around in the rodeo since the mid-90s, and it's what I've seen in 3 large cities with a high queer population in each one. Now, I don't really care if you are one of those serial monogamist bi people. I just, think that you shouldn't whine that much. I know it's maybe harder than being straight, but, you really have the better end of the deal over actual homosexuals. You can choose to easily have kids and raise a family if you want. You can choose to never come out to your parents your entire life and introduce them to partners on occasion. You have potential dating options out of everybody on Earth. The world is your oyster, and you're complaining because sometimes gays and lesbians say mean things to you on the internet? Grow the fuck up and have a threesome with some other bi people. We don't need you anyway. Are you bi? Let me know if you want to argue on a live stream sometime in the comments and stay tuned.